Hello students, let us continue with the atomic structure. Today we are going to see the definitions of elements and atom. Element is a substance that contains only one kind of atom. Each element is represented by a unique symbol and they differ from each other in weight, size and chemical properties. The elements can be divided into three categories: metals, non-metals and semi-metals. An atom is the defining structure of the element, which cannot be broken by any chemical means. Elements are made up of atoms, which are the smallest particles that has any of the properties of the element. Moving on, we are to see the other definitions of atomic mass and atomic number. Atomic number is the number of protons in the nucleus of the atom. The number of protons equals the number of electrons in a neutral atom. It is to be noted over here that number of protons always equals the number of electrons in any neutral atom of the element. Mass number is the sum of the number of protons and the number of neutrons in the nucleus of the atom. So we can also write number of neutrons is equals to mass number minus atomic number. Now moving on. This is a modern atomic model. Its postulates are given over here. An atom consists of three subatomic particles, which are neutrons, protons and electrons. Their mass, charge and symbol has been given in the table. Protons and neutrons form the central core of the atom called nucleons. The protons and the neutrons are binded firmly in the nucleus by strong nuclear forces. The electrons revolve around the nucleus in fixed orbits at a great speed. They revolve around the nucleus. Due to the high speed, they experience outward pull or centrifugal force. This force is balanced or counterbalanced by electrostatic force of attraction between electron and protons. The electrons in the outermost shell experience a very small nuclear force. Thus, because the distance between them and the nucleus increases. These electrons are called valence electrons. Total number of protons always equals total number of electrons in a neutral atom. These are the characteristics of some atomic particles. Like neutron is there in the nucleus. Mass 1 atomic 1 mu, and it is neutral. Proton also lies in the nucleus. Mass is almost equivalent to 1 mu. It has a positive charge. Electron revolves around the nucleus in various energy levels. Its charge is negative. This is the structure of an atom. The example of carbon atom is given over here, having 6 protons and 6 neutrons in the nucleus and 6 electrons revolving in 2 different orbits. The first and the second. The first carrying 2 electrons and the second carrying 4 electrons. This is based upon the electronic configuration of carbon atom. moving on to the discovery of electrons. In 1897, J. Thomson used a cathode ray tube to deduce the presence of a negatively charged particle. Cathode ray tube pass electricity through a gas that is contained at a very low pressure. So it's very important to note that the gas is at a very low pressure. So in this experiment, the particles seen were negative in charge. Moving on, Thomson's plum pudding model. So from cathode ray tube, it was observed that the particles were negatively charged particles, and then since the atom is neutral, so this was concluded that there must be some positive charges also present in the atom. So simplest distribution that was shown in this model was random positive and negative charges distributed throughout the atom. So this was Thomson's plum pudding model. The conclusions from Thomson's experiment are given under: cathode ray is a stream of negatively charged particles. Mass of charged particles were much less than an atom of hydrogen, and there are these particles smaller than the atom, which contradicts Dalton theory that atoms are indivisible. All substances produced these particles called electrons. Theories of atomic models. So we got the following conclusions from plum pudding model: that negative particles are evenly scattered throughout the atom with the positively charged mass of matter, similar to that of chocolate chip ice cream. Later proved to be incorrect because there are limitations. It could not explain the result of scattering experiment explained by Rutherford experiment, which we'll discuss. It did not have any experimental evidence in its support, like thermonic emission, photoelectric emission, and annihilation were explained on this basis. So therefore, the plum pudding model of J. Thomson was discarded by the other scientists like Bohr, who gave modern atomic theory, in which we found that electrons actually they revolve round the nucleus in their fixed orbits, and nucleus is a place which contains protons and neutrons. Neutrons being neutral in charge, protons having positive charge, and electrons negative charge. So with this, we come to the end of this particular module. We will be discussing more in the next video. Thank you.